Hello and welcome to Business Ready, where we go over everything from employees to websites. Today, as you may have heard in my announcement on Monday, we have a special guest for our Unscripted Wednesday session. Please welcome a new instructor and part of the team, Sydney Davis.
Hey guys, I'm Sydney. I'm a teen from Illinois and I'm ready to talk about the power of colors and talk about Glossier and what it does to achieve such marketable packaging.
So that's what today is all about. So we're going to start having unscripted sessions on Wednesday. So this is going to mainly include interviews with parts of our team and staff members. And we'll only script certain questions, but most of the follow up questions, as well as most of the answers, will not be on script. So I have a couple of questions prepared for today's session, which is all about reviewing a widely known cosmetics corporation, Glossier. So, first up, how can we make an impact with imagery and colors when packaging our product? And how does Glossier achieve this?
Well, Glossier definitely focused a lot of what colors are trending right now to market to young audiences like me. That's why I bought their stuff in the first place. They're very simple colors like teal, coral, very light color scheme. All of them, all of the colors, they go together really well, and I feel like that's really powerful.
All right, so this is a great answer. And I'm just going to ask this one quick follow up question here. But just because it's a follow up doesn't mean you shouldn't answer with just as much passion as the scripted ones. So, Sydney, you said that colors and imagery can be powerful. How so? Is it because a certain color palette is aesthetically pleasing? Or is it just because a certain color palette is popular in this modern day and age?
Definitely a little bit of both. Right now, trending colors are all about being aesthetically pleasing. Different aesthetics can convey different meaning and different power. Glossier uses simple, light, pastel color palettes in in order to convey a meaning of natural, simple, less is more kind of message. I feel like it's a really good strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. And just one more quick follow-up question again. Sorry to bore you, but so you said that Glossier goes for a less is more kind of aesthetic and color palette. How is this effective in attracting consumers?
Well, it it reflects their overall approach with their line of skincare and makeup. Very natural. It's basically you but better kind of stuff. I mean, it's very simple. The basics, and you got to reflect that in your packaging. So yeah, less is more. Just like their idea when they created their makeup and skincare line.
So these are some great response, especially to some out of the blue questions that I threw in there. Great job, Sydney. I'm pretty much going to summarize what she just said with that question. So, again, our question was how can we make an impact with imagery and colors when packaging our product, and how does Glossier achieve this? And she pretty much answered that they have popular color palettes and they have a less is more kind of look. And as I discussed in our video on Wednesday, this is effective. It attracts consumers because they know what they're getting and because they are not as frightened or as disturbed by some flashy, more extravagant packaging. And also, reflecting your product through packaging is very effective. Thank you, Sydney. Those are some great, insightful answers. All right, so second question, what tools can you use to create marketable packaging and a reliable design? And how does Glossier achieve this?
Well, Glossier, as I said, uses the strategy of less is more, simplistic, modern. A lot of tools that they use is definitely keeping up with the trends. that's a very effective tool, especially if you're marketing towards younger audiences. A lot of companies benefit off of this tool in specific. Take, for example, other clothing brands, even like Brandy Melville. They study trends a lot and create clothing that definitely attracts young teenagers like myself. Um, you know, Glossier, they definitely use a lot of tools like modernist as well. Their packaging reflects their idea as a company as a whole, and I feel like that's really powerful.
All right, that was a great answer. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to do a little follow-up question here. So we're talking mainly about cosmetics and fashion, but what what tools can we use to apply to off-the-shelf groceries, perhaps, or things that are more for necessities? Glossier is more of a frivolous kind of company. Although they keep their designs simple, it's still makeup. What about necessities? How can you use packaging to make those necessities more interesting and attractive to consumers?
Well, obviously it wouldn't be the same with the less is more kind of thing as they are necessities. With necessities, more is better, but obviously you can still use simplistic color palettes, different aesthetics to convey different meanings, slogans, color palettes, as I said before. But honestly, what Glossier does with their packaging can definitely be applied to a lot of other things as well.
That's a great answer. Thank you, Sydney. All right. Last but not least, we have a third question here, which is how can you market to certain demographics? And how does Glossier do this? You can also name other corporations who do this, and how and why, and how that is effective to attracting consumers.
Well, as I said before, Glossier definitely markets towards a younger audience, specifically young girls. Um, I feel like this can be definitely reflected in their website, for example. All of the models are typically young girls, and that definitely creates a desire for their product among young girls. The color palette, they definitely take a lot of inspiration from um, social media platforms um, and I don't know, just what's trending. Um, Glossier, they Glossier uses a lot of different choices to market towards different groups, but obviously this isn't just about a younger group. Maybe if you're trying to target an older group, you would use different tools as well. Obviously, I am 15. I don't really know much about targeting to older groups, but it's basically the same deal, but just a different scenario.
All right, that was a great response. So we're gonna start wrapping things up here. So I'm just gonna give a quick summary of everything that we've said, and then we're gonna do a quick goodbye, and we'll see you on Friday. So pretty much, what we discussed here was for that first question, how to make an impact with imagery and colors, and how certain color palettes and certain designs can attract certain demographics. And as I discussed in our video on Monday, this is very important. Although you want your packaging to be different, you also want your packaging to be simple. I mean, it attracts more consumers. And if you address that simplicity directly to your demographic, it can be very helpful. Thank you so much, Sydney, for coming. And all right, that's it for today. Come back on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for another informative session all about how to form your business plan.
Thanks, guys. I hope you found my opinion refreshing and educational. I'll stick around for future unscripted sessions. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and like for future videos.
I'm Parker Brown,
And I'm Sydney Davis.
and
And
you're
you're
watching
watching
Business Ready.